He's closing in on 500 runs this season. It's been an impressive average of 64, strike rate of 141. One gentleman who's primarily responsible for Gujarat Titan making it to the finals of the IPL in their very first season. Joining us is David Miller. David, thanks so much for taking our time and speaking to India today. First up, 12 seasons in the IPL. Is it fair to say, or from your point of view, the best for you ever?
Yeah, thank you. It's been a nice season. Definitely my best season. So far, if I look at the way things have gone, I've had really good seasons in the past, but this probably far exceeds any other season.
What do you think has worked for Gujarat? And let me be very honest, armchair analysts like me had written them off when we saw the team and how it looked at the auction, but it surprised many experts. What do you think has been that one secret sauce that's really worked for the Gujarat Titans?
Looking back on the season, I think, it's pretty evident that there's been a lot of guys that have contributed at different stages through the competition. There's been many different man of the matches. At different occasions, guys have stood up, even if it's not a man of the match performance. It's still a contribution that helps the team at a particular moment of the game. And I think we've managed to win big moments of games throughout the season. So there's been close games that we've won that we probably should never have won, but we ended up winning. So I think it's just about managing those big moments in the games, and we've been pretty calm about it and gone about the business in a pretty smooth way. As you mentioned, a lot of people wrote us off, and we're very aware of the fact that we were definitely the worst team in the RPL, as everyone has told us. So it's quite nice standing on top of the table in the final so far.
Okay. I was listening to the captain of your team, Hardik Pandya, a few days ago, and he was asked a couple of questions about you. And he said, you know what, give some love, give some support, and it works wonder when he was talking about David Miller's performance. Is it also the same way that you see the love and the support that you got from the team has actually helped you, come out as one of the best seasons, as you mentioned?
Yeah, I think as a human, you long for a bit of love, and that's, I think that goes long saying with everyone. So I mean, everyone's felt a huge sense of belonging in the team, and it's been a very relaxed environment. It's led by Ashish, the head coach. He's taken things in a very calming way, and it's come down into the players. We've got experienced, level-headed management, Gary Kirsten, Vikram, and then obviously Hardik has been phenomenal himself. So I think it's just a combination of many different things, but that's definitely the standout thing of a bit of love. We've all needed a bit of love. And yeah, but personally, it's just been nice to be able to be backed and played in every single game this season. So I've said to many people, they say, what is the difference? Well, I mean, it's nice to be playing. So in the previous years, I was in and out, come in one game, out another game. And it's just difficult to build that, consistency as a team. You look at the successful teams that have done well in the RPL, they've played the same team, throughout what team you're going to play against. There's not 5 or 6 changes every game. So it really does make a big difference.
Tell us a bit, we get a lot of questions here on our platform whenever we're talking cricket, David, and they all want to know about Hardik Pandya, the captain. Now, we can only comment sitting from the outside about Hardik Pandya, the captain, in terms of tactical decisions that he takes on the field. But just tell us a bit about Hardik Pandya, the captain, the man manager behind the scenes. I believe, he puts an arm around the shoulder of most players, tells them what their role is. If you could give us some insights there.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. I've been wanting to get to know him for many years, and I've had the opportunity now, and it's he really has been good to he's just so down to earth. I love the way he goes about things. He lives life to the fullest, but at the same time he knows where he's from. He knows his roots, and he's very humble in the way he comes about things. One on one, and I think he's branched out to every individual. He knows his bowlers. He gets to know his bowlers really well and what they want to do and what they want to achieve. And I think it comes out. It shows pretty evident about the results at the end of it. But his confidence, I think, also is spread amongst the team. He's a very confident guy. He backs himself hugely. So, that also plays a big part in his captaincy. And, he's not only led well, he's batted extremely well and bowled very well as well. So he's a great competition so far.
I'm going to quote you in one of your post-match interviews this season. You said, if it's in the we, it's in the tree. If it's in the arc, then it's out of the park. And you did that against Prasidh Krishna, hitting those sixes. But the only time that didn't really work out was at a game against Mumbai Indians, where Daniel Sams bowls those wide outside the off-stump Yorkers, slower ones at that. Tell me, what were the learnings from that particular over? And have you imbibed some things that you picked up there, which you might use, which might be helpful going forward? Every time a bowler then doesn't bowl in the arc and tries to bowl wide outside the off stump?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's talking about me, bowling wide to me and stuff like that. But I've hit quite a few sixes over extra cover this competition. So, you win some and you lose some. As I think, a lot of people are talking about it, but I don't see it a weakness at all. I quite enjoy it wide actually. So. It's just, a lot of people bowl straight to other players, and that may be, they get a couple for sixes there and then they get out for a couple. So it's just, you got to take the good with the bad. And yes, I have, changed one or two things, but personally, I feel like I'm strong enough and I time the ball well enough to, to hit over extra cover. So sort of just wait for it in the right area. Yeah, I mean, against Mumbai, it never went well. It was only 2 balls. We needed, 12, 7 runs or whatever it was. But, batting in the middle order with the experience that I have, I've learned that, you're never going to win every game. Otherwise, you would be a perfect player. So, I do enjoy watching MS Dhoni go about the way he finishes games, and he even doesn't finish games every game. So, I think you've just got to sort of be realistic about what you want and what you can achieve. And yeah, I mean, I obviously back myself to finish 10 out of 10 times against Mumbai. I back myself to have done it more often than not, but it happened to not work out. And I'm not really going to, after that game, I never really sort of took too much negatives from that particular moment. As I mentioned, I've hit a couple over extra cover for 6, so it's all right.
Very interesting listening to you, David. And I have a couple of questions based on what you just said. Firstly, I'd love for you to tell me, because you're a finisher, do you think we need to revisit how you're going to judge a batsman, especially a finisher, a top order batsman? We tend to look at, how many runs they get, what their average is. But in T20 cricket, do you think sometimes we're unfair in judging the finishers and we need to judge them differently? Maybe this metrics of total runs and, averages may not be the right way forward.
Yeah, I mean, it is a difficult process because, ultimately you are judged on your stats and what you achieve. But, I think scenarios and situations dictate a lot of situations. A particular guy that comes in and needs, 8 or 3 balls, he can't necessarily have an average of 50. So it's about what he can achieve in the scenarios. And, as long as the team is aware of what each guy's role is and what they are trying to achieve. And, at the end of the day, a lot of people talk about the stats and what he has achieved and what he needs to achieve. But I think what's most important is what the coach and captain and team are wanting from each player. And that's the most important thing. I think that's what we've done really well this season. There's been standout performances that haven't necessarily got, as I mentioned, get guys 50 average, but they're winning us games and at key moments. So definitely, I think times will change. Things will change in time with how people look at the middle order players. Strike rate's pretty important at the back end there. I mean, just a silly example, Jason Gillespie used to talk about a figure of 160. And that's putting your average and your strike rate together. So anything above 160 is a impact player.
That's a very interesting one. I'm going to use that metrics next time I'm analyzing a player. Look at it that way. That actually leads me to the other question as well. There's a lot of talk in India when we look at our T20 team. We say that, listen, this template is outdated. You really need to go bang, bang in cricket. A lot of time examples of the English white ball team is given that, listen, it doesn't matter if you're 30 for 3, you got to bat in just one format, which is just go all out attacking. However, what the Gujarat Titans have shown this season, and they've been the most successful team, is that that may not be the right approach. What you at the end of the day need to do is play according to the situation, play according to the condition. So is that how you see it? And maybe is that another thing that Gujarat is doing better than a few other teams that probably just look at T20 cricket as to attack from the start? At the end of the day, cricket remains simple. Is that also a mantra that you follow?
Yeah, definitely. We've spoken about as batters, multiple times throughout the season is, we've prided ourselves on limiting the dot balls. And we're number one in the competition with the least amount of dot balls. We're also number one in the competition with the most amount of fours. I think we last with the amount of sixes. So,
Yes.
but we also first with the most amount of runs with non-boundary runs. So ones and twos and threes. So I think, I think we've adapted really well as batters. If we find ourselves in a sticky situation, we don't necessarily want to get bowled out for 90 or 100 and the game's over anyway. So try and sort of take it as far as you can and try and get at least a competitive score. Instead of trying to get 150, if you're 30 for 3, trying to get 150, 160, maybe 130 is a competitive score, So just trying to sort of limit the damage in somewhat way. And we've exploited the back end throughout the competition really, really well, with Tawatia and Rashid Khan there as well. So they've come in and given us a great finish to a lot of innings. So I think it's just about adapting and making sure that we stay in the contest and not get sort of blown out for 100.
Final question, David, before I let you go. The India-South Africa series coming up, and I was looking at the South African squad, really, really strong on paper. How do you see that one panning out? India has rested 3 of their very senior players.
Yeah, I haven't really sort of showed a lot of interest in that just yet. Our first game is on the 9th of June, so still a bit of time to sort of get my mind into that. This final for me is pretty important as well as it is for the team. So, but with saying that, I'm obviously really looking forward to playing for my country again. It's always an honor, and hopefully it's a competitive. I'm sure it will be a competitive series. I think there's 5 T20s, so enough time to sort of to make something happen as a team. And we're obviously going to come here wanting to win the series and make it a really good one.
All right, David, appreciate you taking our time speaking to us. I've got a lot of friends in Gujarat Titans. I've promised them that I'll be wearing the jersey come the final. Wishing you guys all the very best and have a good one.
Thank you very much. I see you got the right color of their shirt as well. So that's
yes, that's right. That's a good start, but I'll have the real jersey come the final day. Well, thank you so much once again.
Thank you very much, Nicole. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Bye-bye.